Hello everyone, my name is Robin and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm very excited to share what I completed in the month of September 2025. And that feels so weird to say. I don't know where the year's gone. Honestly, it's going by so quickly. We're already at October tomorrow. That is absolutely ridiculous. But I've had a lot of fun colouring this month and I'm excited to share what I've done. So first of all, I'm going to start with this book. This is called The Story of Precious Cats by Nelko Neko, and it's a wonderful book based around these cat characters. It's really cute book. And the page that I did was this one here. So it's these two super cute twin girls. And I did a tutorial this month where I showed how I coloured the cat's face, so if you're interested in seeing how I did that, then you're welcome to check out that video that I made a few weeks ago. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I decided to continue the colour scheme that I'd started on this page. This is the same two cat characters, so I decided to do the fur and the colours that they were wearing the same, just to have a bit of continuity, and then hopefully in the next few months or years as I'm working in this book, as these characters pop up, they'll have the same sort of colours and the same fur, and there'll just be a little bit of continuity and cohesion throughout the book, which is nice. So I mostly used pencils for this. The cat's fur is entirely pencil, and then for the clothing I based with pastel water-based brush markers. I thought it was really cute that her bow is on this cat's head. It's like they've swapped bows because she wears pink but she's borrowing her sister's bow, which I thought was really cute. And I decided to do the sunflower and the statules that they're wearing. I suppose they're not really statules, they're just little handbags. In the same colours from this page, again to just have a bit of cohesion. So yeah, I based with water-based brush pens and then I used pencils, so I believe it was my Polychromos pencils over the top to get the shading. And I had so much fun with this. It was really fun doing like all the pleats in the outfit, doing the bows, adding all the white highlights. So there's a lot of white posca pen highlights on the page as well. But yeah, it was really fun and I'm excited to keep working in this book. I find the paper is really good as well. It's a good mix of smooth enough that it's like nice and smooth and like your pen sort of glide over, but then it's also got a slight bit of tooth so that your pencils still work quite well. So yeah, that was the first one that I completed. The next page is in Mythamorphia, which is by Kirby Rosannes, and this is one of my favourite books of all time. This is such a beautiful book. Honestly, if you don't have it, I mean, I'm sure everyone has seen Mythamorphia, but it's just, I could just gush about this book forever. It's amazing. And this is the page that I did. So I didn't do this intentionally for Spacetember. I know that's a hashtag that some people are trying to make go around in the colouring community. A bit like how we colour mermaids in Mermay. They're wanting people to colour space pages in Spacetember, which is really cute. But I happen to have this whip from a while back anyway, so I decided to finish it this month. And it was just a happy coincidence that it tied in with Spacetember. So this one was a lot of fun to work on. It's very mixed media. So the background is a black posca pen. That's how you get that really opaque, very like smooth, it's not streaky at all, background. And then for the beard, I based the beard with Neocolor 2s, so that's why it's got this sort of watercolory effect that you can see. The colours all sort of blend into each other. And then on top of the Neocolor 2s, I used my Polychromos pencils again to add depth in the areas where the shadows needed to be placed, and then a bit of white posca pen for the highlights. And then I used a gold paint pen for some of the stars. I used Winsor & Newton gold ink splattered to make the gold stars in the background, and then a bit of white ink as well, again Winsor & Newton, to make the white stars in the background. And then just Artex pencils for the face, and just some fine liners, for the rest of the details. So yeah, this was really, really fun to make, and I think it came out really effective. So even though it's not the most complicated page, I really had fun with it. So the next page that I want to show you is in this beautiful book. This is Eriy's new book. I really do apologise, I don't know the name of it in English, but it is the illustrator Eriy. It's their most recent book. You can find this on Amazon Japan, and I think you can find it on Etsy as well, but I got mine off Amazon Japan. And it's an absolutely beautiful book. Eriy is a wonderful illustrator, as we all know, and this book is no exception. And this is the page that I did this month. And this was really, really fun to do, and it really didn't take as long to do as I thought it would. These pages are slightly smaller than her regular sized books, which I really like. It's a lot of paint pen, so the background is posca paint pen, this black here, and then the black silhouette of the buildings in the background, that's also posca pen. The clouds, yeah, the clouds are also posca pen. I really like the way that the water came out here. So I based it with water-based brush pens, and then I used lots of different colours to make this effect on the water, as if the light was reflecting off it. You can see all the yellow here as well. I decided to try and bring yellow throughout the page as I was working, so the rest of the page is based with water-based brush pens again, in a variety of different colours with pencils on top, and I really wanted to maintain a sort of cohesive look throughout the whole thing, so I brought the yellow into all of these details here, the same with the blue and the purple, and overall I think it's really effective. Yeah, I like it. And this is the first page that I've done in this book as well, which is really exciting. I can't wait to keep going in this book because it's just absolutely stunning. Beautiful, beautiful work. Next is another book that this is my first page in. So this is Lulu's House of Wonder. This is a book by Lulu Mayo. And the page that I did is this one. And I'm really, really happy with it. I was really struggling with it. Picking the colours I was finding it really difficult. I did the background first, so I did this with paint pens, and I sort of layered them to get this smooth gradient in the background from this lovely pastel orange colour all the way up to this pastel lemony colour up here. And I knew I wanted to do the dragons as green but with red accents, and I think they came out really well. So I used pencils for the dragons there. And then for the rest of the page, it is water-based brush pens or paint markers. So the chair and the wood is paint marker. And then with pencils on top. Some fine liner work as well for some of the finer details. But yeah, I think it came out really, really cute. I especially like the way I used white Posca pen to cover up the glass of the jars. It's not a very new technique. People have been doing it on colouring pages for absolutely years. But it was my first time doing it properly and really making sure I whited out the lines. And I think it came out really cute. So yeah, I was very worried about this page, as much as you can be worried about a colouring page. There's lots worse things to worry about in the world. But I was struggling with it, and then I sat down and I finally finished it. And when I was finished with it, I was really happy that I'd put in the time and effort to actually finishing it, rather than leaving it as a whip, because I think it's really cute. I really like it. So that was that one. The next page that I did was in Mangamania. Still obsessed with this book. If you've been watching my videos recently, you know that I'm absolutely obsessed with this book, for good reason. It's amazing. And the page that I did, I really should mark them. Here we go. Was this one. And I know it's quite a lot, it's very bright colour palette, but I'm really happy with it overall. I really love the colours that I've chosen. I think they work really well together. And I think it was probably one colour. If I'd added one more colour, it would have been too much. But this was just the right amount of colours, I thought, for this page. It looks like she's attending a kid's birthday party, which is the vibe that I wanted. Like maybe she's a waitress at a cafe that's for throwing a kid's birthday party with all these balloons and all these sweets around, which I think is really cute. So the background is blue Posca pen, and then I used the same blue on some of the other elements on the page, like her outfit here and the sweet over here. Again, just to add a bit of cohesion. And then I used pencils for her top, and I think that came out really cute. It gives the vague idea that it's a pink shirt, but it's still very light, kind of like a baby pink shirt. I think it came out really well. I like my shiny bow here. He's got a shiny bow here as well. For the bear, I based him with water-based brush pens on the dungarees here as well. I absolutely love his yellow dungarees. I think it's so cute. It's so bright. And then I went over the top with some pencils, of course, to do some shading. For her hair, I did the same technique that I've been doing on all my manga girls recently. And I like it. It's kind of a bit crazy. I think when the base colour that you've chosen is a bit lighter, like this pink here, and then doing the black shading looks a bit crazy. But I like it. I like to imagine it's some sort of crazy shiny wig that she's got on or something. Or some crazy like mid-2000s-esque dye job that she's got going on. But I like it. I really like her eye as well. I did a kind of shiny manga eye, and then her skin's come out really cute. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself on this one. It took a really long time. There's a lot of elements on this page, and this is a hefty book. It's like really big. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm really excited to continue working in this book. So yeah, really happy with that one. Oh, the next one. Oh, I love this page. I'm so proud of it. It's in Alien Worlds, which is such a good book. This book, I think, is just slept on in the colouring community. Obviously, Kevri Rozan's is beloved, as he should be, but I think this book needs more love. It needs more love. It's so good. And the page that I did was... which one was it? There we go. It's this sea monster page. Oh, it's so much fun with this. I'll see if I can kind of show the shimmer. You can kind of see it a bit there. So where this sort of sea foam is, I used a shimmery paint over the top of the white to make it look kind of shimmery and metallic. Oh, I had so much fun with this. So this had been a whip for a really long time, and the whip was definitely in the ugly phase, and I just had no motivation to work on this page because the whip was just awful. So what I had done is I had based the sea monster in water-based brush pen, and I had done a blue acrylic paint in the background, which took forever. But the blue acrylic paint kind of got a bit messy and a bit smudgy, and I really didn't like the colour that I'd chosen for it. I thought it was too green. But so I just left this whip. It's been left for about 6 months. But then I had some motivation to come back to it. So what I did is I started with another darker brush pen, and I put in all the shadows with a pen rather than a pencil on the monster, which made the colouring process go a lot faster. And then it started to look quite good. So I brought out my Artex acrylic markers, and then I started doing highlights with a light blue Artex acrylic marker, and then this skin, this sort of like horrible slimy monster skin on the tentacles started to look really good. And then when I put in the white highlights with the white Posca pen, it started to look even better, and that's when I decided to finish the page. I decided to do orange for the eyes because they just oh, I just thought they would look so creepy. And then because nothing else on the page is warm, I thought this bright orange colour for the eyes would look really good. And then it did. And then I just decided I was going to finish the page. So I didn't want these sort of fish creatures to stand out too much, so I just did them in purple and blue. So you could still tell they're a different creature, but I didn't want them to pop too much on the page because I wanted the creature and the eyes to be the main focus. And then I took white acrylic paint and a stipple brush, and I just sort of drew in all of these ripples of froth in the water around the monster. I just did them freehand with the paint, and it was so much fun, and I think it came out really, really well. It sort of makes the page look like there's so much movement in it, which is what I was trying to come across on the page. So yeah, I think it just goes to show that even your whips that you hate, you can make into masterpieces, because this is one of my favourite pages I've ever done. And if you told me that, 6 months ago when this was a whip, I never would have believed it could come out into a page that I was really proud of. Which is good, because this is one of my favourite books, and I want to keep working in it. So to have a page that comes out as disappointing in one of your favourite books is never a good feeling, really. So I'm glad I avoided it this time. So yeah, that is Alien Worlds by Kirby Rosanz. And then my final page that I did for September was in Cute Witches by Jade Summer. And it is a bit of a disappointment, really. So the page I did was the first one. And there are some things that I really like about it. Like I really like my moon in the background. I like the shading on it. So I based the moon with acrylic markers, and did the shading with acrylic markers as well, and then some Prismacolor pencils as well on top. A bit of white posca pen just to hide some of the lines and the craters of the moon there. And I pretty much used acrylic markers for all of the colouring, because I tried with water-based brush pens and they were just awful. Like, water-based pens on this, it's Amazon paper, like it's Amazon colouring paper that's in these sort of print-on-demand books. It's not good. It's like printer paper, like copy paper, and it's just, the paper's really thirsty, like it just sucks up products. I think that's why it works well with alcohol markers, but I don't own any alcohol markers. So I tried with my acrylic markers, and they were much better than the water-based pens. Like, I would never use Crayola Super Tips or something like that on this paper. It just didn't like it at all. So yeah, I based pretty much everything with the acrylic markers, and I'm really happy with how her hair came out. I think it looks so cute, and I love the way that the hair looks like the sort of sticks in the broomstick. It makes it look really magical, and again has that sort of cohesiveness of the same colour or the same technique is used at multiple points on the page. I used a darker acrylic marker in brown to do shading in the hair, and then I used some Posca pens to do the pink and yellow highlights in the hair and on the broom here, and I think that turned out really well. I also really like the colours that I chose. I think it looks really cute. It's not really a limited colour palette, but there's not too many colours going on. I then shaded with pencils on top of the acrylic markers for the rest of her outfit, and that went okay, but I had a nightmare trying to shade the pumpkin. I just couldn't get it to work. This paper, like my Artex pencils in particular, did not like the paper, and then my Polychromos pencils were not working too well as well, and it was just a chore. Like, there's so many layers on this pumpkin that I was trying to get the colour that I wanted, the shading to come through how I wanted it, and it was just so hard. It was so hard. I tried to do some light effects, like the pumpkin was giving off light, but it was just not working. In the end, I just sort of pushed through to get this page done. I knew I'd like it once it was finished, and I like it. It's okay. You can see, especially on her skin here, you can see the battle that I went through to try and do some shading. Like, normally you do not have to work that hard to get pencils to blend, but this was a battle. But like I said, I like it. It's not my favourite, and it has demotivated me to work in this book, unfortunately, because the paper was just such a battle to make work. But the illustration is really cute, and I think I just need to be aware about what not to do in the next few pages that I do. The good thing about this book as well is that you get doubles of each page. So if I want to do this page specifically again, I can do it again, which is good, which I really appreciate. And there's some really cute pictures in this book, so maybe I'll stick with it. I also really wanted to finish this because I wanted to start Halloween colouring, which is always fun. Like, I love colouring witches and pumpkins and that sort of thing. So yeah, maybe I'll try and do another page in this book for Halloween next month, but I don't know. The problem is when you have so many colouring books like I do that have really good paper, you wonder why you're putting yourself through a battle on a colouring book that's got terrible paper. But like I said, the illustrations are really cute, and I don't have any other books that have these sorts of images in. I mean, I suppose the Mangamania book has images of people in it, but I don't know. I'll keep trying. But yeah, that is everything that I did this month. As usual, I just want to say that I work on tons of whips. You know, as you can tell by my channel name, I have far too many whips, and I'm working on lots of different pages and lots of different books every month, and I just sort of pick random things on a page to do. I don't really worry about finishing them unless I'm in the mood to get some pages finished, you know, like I won't force myself to finish a page. In terms of what my favourite page this month was, I think it's going to have to be this one. Yeah, my favourite page is going to have to be the Kirby Roseanne's one. I mean, it's such a fun illustration, and I'm so happy it turned out well, honestly. I was so nervous, which is wild, because colouring shouldn't make you nervous, but you know how it is. So yeah, let me know what you did this month, if you did any of the same pages, any of the same books, what your favourite page was, whether you're going to be doing any sort of Halloween colouring for October. I know not everyone's a seasonal colourist, but I'd be interested to know what you thought. So thank you very much for sitting through this video. It's been a bit rushed. I've run out of time to film this, really. I'm going on holiday tomorrow. So yeah, that is everything. Take care, everyone. Bye.